All right, today's a little different than usual what I do for videos, but it needed to be done because you know what? I spent hours looking on YouTube for a video of this. So what this is about. This is about a Moen faucet, removing that right there. That's the element. That is a 1224B. Now there's other stuff that says, okay, this is how you do it. And this is what sits in here. Now I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but that thread's inside there and that holds the element down. And then, you know, red's left and blue is right. Then this goes down and fits over top of there. And then that screws into that to hold that down. And here, handle. This is mine. This is this just slides down. So after everything is together, this slides down on the splines, and then you spin the base to thread it to right there on the outside. Now here's where I had the problem. The right side, this little piece, and Moen or Amazon or whoever. Now Moen will give you the parts for free if you just call them. But they have this tool, and this tool, you see how it's got a slot in it, 2 slots, and it goes in here. And that winds that thing right out of there. So you take the handle off, then you take this, which has a Phillips screw in the bottom of it, take that off, set that to the side. Then you take this tool, and this is threaded down in there, and this tool, you might have to break it loose with a pair of pliers initially, and then you do it by hand. Then that comes out. Then they say that pulls right out. Now we'll get to that in a minute because it usually doesn't. Now the problem I had was this side. This side evidently got a little moisture in it, and this piece was seized in there. So when I put this tool to take it loose, it broke the flanges on there. Well, holy crap, what am I going to do then? I mean, this was broken. And I'm not a plumber. And I have a serious phobia to water. So, you know, water leaks or whatever, they just freak me the hell out. So I'm like, how am I going to get that out of there? Because there's no notches. And you can't really, you know, it's so small, 7/8 diameter, you can't get anything in there. So I tried, you see the chisel? I had a chisel. I was trying to do something with a chisel. That didn't work. And I'm scared to death I'm going to screw those threads up. And they still might be. I don't know yet. I hadn't put it back together. But 100-watt soldering iron. Well, you know, I piddle with my electronics. And I use this for certain things. And matter of fact, it's still on. It's still plugged in. So I took the 100-watt iron. It may do it with a 30, but I used the 100. And that is a 100-watt tip. And what I did was I went on the edge and melted the edge of it on one side and the other. My objective was to try to get 2 notches in it where I could use a pair of needle nose and turn it. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. So, but I did notice when I notched it that it was brittle, it was old, or whatever. This is 15 years old. It's, yeah, more older than that. It was breaking pieces of the plastic away. Now, it was also melting some of this element in the center. You know, I just couldn't avoid it. So, all right, well, I'm going to have to chip away at it. I think I can do that. I think I can melt it and chip it and melt it and chip it till it breaks out of there. So I did just that. I got, where is that? I'm just trying to give you what I did, so maybe you don't have to fight with it. You know, a small screwdriver, flathead, a good stout, this is a pretty heavy duty pick. If I had one at a 45 going out, it would have been easier, but I had this 90, that was the closest thing I had. I had a bunch of these picks, but they bend too easy. They're more light duty. They're not going to do any digging. So I would take this in there and scrape around where I've melted, trying to break loose the pieces. Then take a shop vac and suck out the pieces. Then I would take the 90-degree pick, if you can see that, and go inside the thread and like right at the top of the plastic and get behind it. And I just kept working it, and it was tedious. It took quite some time. Hey, maybe some of you guys are smart guys, experienced guys, and you can get it done. It took me a long time. And then I took the flat blade and got behind the plastic to pry it out a little bit. And then pair of needle nose when I could get a lip enough to get a hold of it and break some out. Now this went repeat over and over and over and over and over. This took me a long time. And this is what's left of the one that came out of there. After I, piece by piece, I finally got this last little piece out. So that's that. So if you have one that's seized up in there, it's going to be a pain. If you don't want to call somebody, it's going to be a pain in the behind. And that's how I did it. I don't know. There might be a better way to do it, but that's the only way I could get it. Then here is the mangled up element. Now see how the top of that element is all melted from the soldering iron. Now remember, there's a screw hole. See, it looks like this. And I mangled it all up with the soldering iron. So I came back with the iron and flattened as best I could, flattened that top. And then I started to see the little hole. Then I got the drill and gently drilled into the hole to open it up, expose it again. Then I took a number 6, sheetrock screw. This is a number 8, but I had a number 6 and it worked. All right, put the screw in. That I had seen on the on YouTube. I ran the screw down there, got my needle nose vice grip, clamped it on. It was like so, and it's down pretty deep in there. And pulled on a little bit. Used another pair of pliers to leverage, because you're trying to get a straight up pull. And I was able to move it. Because it still turns inside that element. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that. So I was still able to turn, and little by little, and pop, it came out. So there you go. Like I said, if you don't want to call a plumber, like I don't like to do, you don't want people in your house, and you try to do stuff yourself, even if you have a phobia like I do. Now, mind you, I forgot to say, turn the valves off under the sink. And that's another thing too. I freak out with the fittings that it's going to leak. If I took the whole thing out, you see that's got a little C-clip right there. And, you're going to, I don't know. I've just always had a plumbing phobia. But hopefully this helps somebody with replacing the Moen 1224B and the stinking retainer washer if it gets seized up in there. And no kind of, none of this worked. Heat gun didn't work. That didn't work. Just what I said. That's the only way I was able to get it out, and success. That's it. Thanks. Have a good day.